Alright, this one was a requested video. Kind of late, but I'm doing it now. And, I'm going to explain what applications I use, why I use it, and maybe why you should use it too. Who knows? But this is just pure tmux. You can see here, this is Xterm here. This is the terminal emulator. And inside it, I'm running tmux. You can see I can detach it here, right? And then I can run tmux attach again. And we're back to where we were. Now I use this tmux as a Windows tiling manager. The reason why I don't use a Windows tiling manager like i3 or something like that, I have used it like I think for a year or something like that. But the thing with the tiling Windows manager is that it's managing GUI programs. Okay, I don't really use a lot of GUI programs. The most I'll use is one or two. The web browser and maybe another program, right? But mostly just one web browser, and that is it. So I don't really need a tiling Windows manager like i3 or any of these other ones, because you're really managing GUI programs, and that's not what I'm about anymore, right? I like to use command line applications as much as possible. I mean, there's some ones that you cannot replace the GUI. That's when I'll use the GUI. But if I could replace, it with a command line or ncurse interface, I would do that. Maybe if it sucks really bad, I would not use it. But if it's kind of decent, I will use the command line one. I prefer that way. And everything is in my tmux sessions. And I don't really use it like a remote server kind of thing. I use it on my desktop like that. Some people, they use it on their servers, and that's a good thing with tmux also. You can use it pretty much server, locally, whatever it is. So that's why I prefer tmux. And I have different windows open. So this one is the first one. Usually I just do whatever it is on here. Like right now, guess what? I'm not using a GUI to record this video. I'm using just FFmpeg on this tmux session on this Windows 0 here, right? You can see it says FFmpeg in the bottom. Now if I go in this second one, this is where I use my command line what was that, web browser, W3M, or ncurse interface, or what do you call it, not ncurse, but text user interface, right? Anyways, I will use surfraw. If you don't know what surfraw is, it's kind of like a prefix to the search engine. So if I do like SR, and I can see all these search engine or whatever it is that you create yourself, and I can search from it. So let's say, for example, if I'm searching for torrents, I will go Pirate Bay, and I'll search for wallpaper, right? Then it will search the wallpaper, and I can jump to different torrents I want to go to. Let's say 31. I'll jump to that and hit enter. If I want to read some comments, there is no comments in here, so I'm gonna get out, go back here, search for another one, and you get the idea. If I want to download it, there should be one called get this torrent here, right, on number 27 here. I can just hit enter, and I'll send it to my torrent client here, which is transmission up top here. So these are the torrents already got. But you can see here, these are the torrents, right? And I'll just download from here, so on and so forth. Down here, this is Ranger. This is a ncurse interface file manager. So instead of using like Nautilus, what's the other one? Dolphin on KDE, or PCMan FM on XFCE. The only thing I don't like about Ranger is that it does not have a built-in feature for mounting and unmounting drives. That is about it. That's all is missing, in my opinion. It has like other stuff like image you can look at and stuff like that, but the only thing I would say is missing is a way to mount and unmount, and maybe connect to a remote or mount a file system that's remote, like a Samba share or something like that, right? It does not have that built in. You can use other programs, like I said, but it would be preferable if they actually have a built-in system like that. Anyways, that's another one. Next one is my music program. This one is CMOS. I don't like using, well, let me rephrase this. I like using CMOS for local music. If I was using it maybe like over SSH or something like that, I would probably use MPD, because it's the daemon that's always on. I don't need the music and daemon type of interface if I'm local, right? So that's why I prefer CMOS if I'm using it locally, right? Anyways, that's it. But you can play music from here, and they have like different views that you can do. So there's the playlist view. Another thing that is missing in this program, in my opinion, is multiple playlists. They are working on that, but right now, at the moment I'm talking about this video, they do not have multiple playlists. In my opinion, that is a missing feature, because sometimes, when the holiday comes, I just want to listen to Christmas music, or any of those other times where you have like a holiday or an event and you want to listen to those music. You would want a different playlist. They do not have that. They only have one playlist, right? Anyways, you can play music, like I said. So you can see, real simple. Anyways, that's music. And what else is there? Going to chat number 4 here. I have what's this one called again? WeChat. Alright, this is IRC. And you can do a lot of shit with IRC too. You can download files. I'll probably show you another video how to do that, but what was that? XDCC, or I forgot what the hell was that thing called where you can download music or videos or whatever. But anyways, this is IRC. I prefer this one because you don't have to have a lot of configurations already pre-filled out for you. Like with IRC, I think that's how you say the other one. I hate those type of programs where you have to fucking learn the configurations before you can actually try it out to see if you like it. So you wasted a lot of time trying to learn how to do the configurations, right? Just to see if you will like the program or not. I fucking hate those programs on Linux. Those ones are like MPD, where you have to learn the configurations first before you even get to fucking use it. And I always hated those programs, and that's probably the reason why I don't use IRC. Is this cat. You have to do a lot of these stupid ass configurations. You have to search for other people's configurations because you don't know what the hell it is. You've never used it before, and you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to learn the configurations before you can actually use the program. And I never liked those type of programs on Linux. It just doesn't make sense to me. Give me some defaults. If I don't like it, then I'll learn more, but let me try it out first, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so I'm using this one for, IRC chat, and it's pretty cool. And like I said, you can use it to download stuff too. Maybe I'll make another video, like I said, but that's that. So that's for IRC. Over here, this is Finch, this one here. And this one's like old school. What was that? Instant messaging. I prefer instant messaging. First, because you're talking to a person one-on-one for the most part, and plus, I used computer back in the days, the AOL era, where you have AIM and stuff like that. Although AIM is dead now. Even Yahoo's dead. MSN is dead, I believe, too. A bunch of other ones. Now we just have this shitty ass Facebook, and that's about it, really. I mean, maybe XMPP, but not a lot of people use that shit either. But you can do a lot of stuff in here. You can actually connect to Steam. If you have your Steam friends list, you can do that. You can do Skype too. I remember I used to do that. Before you can actually do, AIM, Yahoo, and MSN and all that, but those things have been closed down. But now you're still left with, Steam and all these other crap. But you have to install like plugins they have on the the Pigeon website. Okay, but this one is the command line version of that, and it's called Finch. Made a video on this a long time ago, so I don't want to rehash it, but you can actually instant messaging people, right? Your Steam's friends list and so on and so forth. Anyways, that's that for that one. The next one is this is Mutt, the mail client, and you can do basic stuff like read your mail, send a mail, you can send attachments, basic stuff you can do. And this one is connected to my Gmail account, so if you want to send me a message, because some people, they don't have like a YouTube account or something like that and they prefer to email me, well, there you go, you can send me there and I will reply if I see it. Anyways, next thing, this is actually my most used thing here. This one is Newsboat. I haven't talked about this one, but basically it's Newsbuter, and this one is a fork. They're actually adding features, I believe, and they're fixing broken stuff from Newsbuter that has never been fixed. Like the first thing they actually fixed, what was that one? Like if you ever do themings in Newsbuter, that thing's all jacked up, but in here it actually works. Okay, that's as far as I know. They're probably gonna fix other bugs, but you can use Newsbuter or Newsboat. They're pretty much the same thing. I'll probably make another video on Newsboat if there was actually like really new features or new things you can do. But as of right now, it's pretty much the same thing, just that minor bug fixes. So I don't really want to do a dedicated video on that. But Newsboat, this is my RSS client, and I read news on here. What the hell is my Linux news? What the hell is that one? Yeah, I see if I go to command line, I'll read up on some new command line crap. What was this other one? These are the packages, which is too many. Right, if I want to see like what's a new package coming out, I'll look at this fucking thing, and if something looks cool, then I'll talk about it. But there's too many to scroll through all that shit. And these are the Linux subreddit. You see some people ask some stupid questions, then maybe I'll make a video on that. Then there you go. Mostly I don't really read Linux stuff anymore. I'm probably into the gaming and soft modding for different system, and I will go to here and I'll look up all that. But yeah, this is my RSS client. Pretty simple from the terminal, and I can use it pretty simple using Vim hotkeys to move around, so on and so forth. Anyways, what else is there I need to say? This next one here, this is for my task-spooler. I use task-spooler a lot, so I wanted a way to monitor it. And right now I'm using the watch command. What the hell? Let me see what the hell am I doing? There you go. So this is the watch command, right? So basically I'm just running watch TSP for task-spooler. And if I want to queue up different things, let me queue up some videos so you can see what I'm talking about here. So where the hell was that? Okay, let's do some retro gaming stuff here. So if I want to queue up some videos, 1, 2, 3, right? So there you go. It queues up 1 video, 2 video, 3 video, and you can see if I go back here, I can see that this one is running. So this video right now we're watching is running, and if I quit that, the next one will run, right? And then the next one will run after I quit the last one, which is number 19 here, 18. They have different IDs for different ones. So if I quit this one, you'll see that I will say finish for number 18, and it's gonna run number 19, which is another video. And if I quit that, it'll run the last one here, number 20, and that is it. Quit. And now once that's all finished, and then I know that I have nothing else in the queue. So I have this one for my primary what was that, task-spooler, that you can queue different jobs. Now it doesn't have to be like MPV. It can be any other commands that you can do in the command line. So let's say if you're running rsync, you're running along conversions, you can do that, and it doesn't take resources because one has to finish before the next one, starts, right? As you can see from the video that we just did. But I have that one for the main one, and I have this one for Ranger, this other one here on number 1, right? This one is for Ranger. So Ranger, I would use like rsync to transfer files to my external hard drive or something like that, and those things takes a long time, and I would use that to do this, and I will monitor it, see which one is finished and all that. And this last one here, this one is for W3M, my web browser. If I was doing some downloading using task-spooler, like a wget command or aria2 command or something like that, then I want to see the progress, like is it finished, when can I expect it to finish and all that. Then I would use it in here, and this is how I monitor different queuing system that I would do, right? Anyways, that's task-spooler. Again, is one of my favorite programs that not a lot of people use or utilize, but I use it. Anything else? So these ones are mainly, like I said, command line applications, and the reason why I like command line applications slash text user interface is because I think when I started using Linux, right? Let me tell you here. When I started using Linux, is because I was on Windows Vista, and I was like, this thing sucks. I'm gonna try that Linux shit. So I did the Linux stuff, and I was on Ubuntu for a long time, up until like version 10.10, and then like these idiots on Ubuntu, they're using Unity, they're moving the buttons back and forth, they're doing all this bullshit. I don't want all that, and the good thing with command line applications is that it doesn't change much, right? And a lot of people say they like change and shit like that. No, we don't, okay? We want stuff that works, and we like it the way it is, all right? Yeah, you can improve some features, but don't fuck it up, moving buttons around and doing all these goofy shit. We don't need that, all right? We want stuff that works, and a good thing about like using command line applications is that you can pretty much use it on any operating system, really. I mean, you can go to the Mac. They have that goofy shit called Homebrew or something like that. Brew install. I remember I used that. They use like formulas and shit. I mean, it was crap, but I mean, you can still work, right? And now with Windows, I think 10, they have a pre-built Linux subshell, whatever the fuck that means. But basically, it's kind of like Wine for Linux on there. And you can use your applications, and for the most part, the ones that actually works is the command line stuff, right? It's rarely that you'll see like a GUI port of the applications. Mostly of the time, you're gonna have like command line applications or text user interface or in-cursor interface that will work, right? So these shits, they work on just about any operating system. Hell, you can even get some of this to work on Android too, right? And you can utilize it. So that's what I like about the convenience of command line applications, is that it works just about anywhere, right? And what else is there? And if like this new, we're getting away from the X server soon, so I think a lot of like GUI applications are gonna get fucked up by that when we go to like Wayland, or what's the other crap they call it, Mir. A lot of GUI applications might not work, but the command line stuff, I'm pretty sure is gonna work, right? The command line shit will work, right? So like I said, a lot of people think they like change. I personally don't think I like the change, even though in the back of your mind you say, oh yeah, change is good. Not really, all right? We want your applications to work just the way they are. I don't need it to fucking change. Just if you want something to change, make something new, right? Anyways, so as far as the command line applications, that's why I prefer it. I always try to look at a good GUI program and try to get a command line of that, without without sacrificing too much features. I mean, most of my command line applications, I actually prefer that over any GUI, like my music. I think this the one I started out with, CMOS, is that I was using Rhythm Box, and I had a lot of music, and I would try to load, like I think I had like 10K songs or something with into Rhythm Box, and it would take fucking forever. It will freeze my computer, right? I'm like, oh fuck this, I don't want to do that. And I tried it a few other GUI programs for music, and it still wasn't fast enough. So I had to use, or I had to try a different one. And CMOS, this thing loads the damn thing. I don't even feel any lag when it's loading or anything like that. And it's been great. And I actually never wanted to switch to any other music program because this one does it for me, right? And there's a lot of other, Anchor's music program you can use. You don't have to use CMOS, but I'm just saying that I prefer it over, any other GUI that I've tried so far. And I try a lot, man. Anyway, so those are mainly the command line programs I use, but there's a way more that I haven't talked about. If you want to watch all my playlists, there's a command line and there's also a text user interface playlist in my channel if you want to get more programs that I actually use. All right, but let's get to some GUIs that I do use. Of course, like I said, I'll use a web browser. This is Chromium, and I also use this mouse gestures program called Easy Stroke. If you remember this video from, I think, like 8 years ago, but I still freaking use this shit. All right, and this one is to do quick gestures that I can do. So let's say if I want to open my YouTube page comments real quick, I can go boom. All right, and I can kill this tab real quick just doing that, or reopen it real doing that. Now that's if you're use the mouse. Sometimes I really don't try to use the mouse too much, but if I was using it, that's what I would do, right? Anything else in here? Again, it's just a web browser, not really that important. Anything is in here. Another thing is this one here. I started using this one a lot. This one is Free Rapid. This is a downloader, mainly for like file hosting sites or cyber lockers. And you can see me, I'm downloading a bunch of games here. This basically all the PSP games I'm getting now. But this is a good program too that I use, and that's pretty much it in the GUI that I would use. Just a web browser, a download manager, and sometimes I use GIMP for editing some images. But other than that, I don't really use a lot of GUI applications, right? Anything else? So pretty much it for that. If you like that, I do have a lot of aliases functions that I create, and I actually try to create my own because it's good to look at other people's bash RC or ZSH RC, but most of them are just repeats. And I don't know, like whenever I have like an issue, like for example, if I was converting something and I want to do it quick, I would just put it in here, so in the future I don't have to think about it. So for example, I think I have the hell was that? I can see over this damn mic. Convert. Right, so I don't know about you guys, but when I want to do like a conversion or something like that, I used to use like a GUI applications to do that. I think like WinFF or Handbrake or some shit like that, and I would get tired of those. And now I'll just have like a simple command to convert to a format. So if I want to convert to MP3s, I just bust this out or this out. So whenever I encounter like a simple task, I'll just try to create a command for it or an alias for it to do it for me. So in the future, if I need it again, it'll just be already in my bash RC or ZSH RC. And if I ever encounter like some stupid task like that, I would actually just spend the time to create a little bash script for it or something like that, instead of me wasting time in the future if I need to redo those stupid things. Anyways, these are my bash RC stuff, and you can do a lot of this. Most of these I already talked about, like I said. Like if I want to watch what was that, I always watch the Nat Geo WoW here. So this one's using Sopcast. I actually updated this code here from the last time I did this video. Right now it just pinged the port. I think the last time we had to actually manually start the channel, but now it just pings the port and it should open, and I can watch what was that, streaming Nat Geo video here, right? And what else is there? So that one's for Sopcast, like I said. There's too many really, but you get the idea of why I like using the command line stuff. I mean, I can record this damn thing. I don't really edit the videos for people thinking that I edit videos. I don't really edit the videos. I don't have time for doing that shit. So that's why I like to do it in one take, if possible. No fucking it up. And once I'm done, I just upload the video, and that is it. If something sucks, people will tell me in the comments. Who the fuck knows? I'll make another video, and we'll continue doing one video a week, or maybe 2 videos a week. All right. Anyways, hopefully you liked the tour of my workflow. Not really a workflow. It's mainly just me goofing off and talking trash in IRC or AIM. Not AIM. AIM is dead. But instant messaging or downloading not legit files. But I don't care. Anyways, that's it for this one.